So today we set up the camera in a new spot. It's going to be on the opposite side of the table, and this is the second version of the print. The other one we covered with XCC, and it's actually a keychain now, which is cool. But this one will have a different path. So what we're thinking is we'll sand this today, and then we'll do a second pass. Actually, let me move this over here so I can see. Okay, cool. So I think we're good. So we're gonna do a second pass of sanding and probably one more primer. This one is slightly bigger than our last print. Let's see if we can bring it in closer. I don't know if this light will help, we'll see. It's oddly more dusty looking. I think it has to do with the life of the can where we're almost out of it. But either way, what we're gonna do with this one though is we're gonna apply things we learned on the last one and try to make this one better. We ordered a different type of coating. So last time we used XTC. It's really durable, but the problem is it sucks up all the cavity details, so you end up losing a lot of intricate, like subtle shape shifts, like where the shadow catches the eyelid here, or little crevices like where the hair transitions into the head. And I'm gonna keep XCC in the arsenal of tools, but I feel like for what I was trying to do, it wasn't really doing it. So what we did was we bought a transparent resin that's actually used for 3D printing. But what we're gonna do is apply it with the brush and then let it cure. And that should give us a thin, protective, transparent layer. One potential problem we're gonna face though is, I think the thicker the transparent resin is, the more yellowing it seemed to have. So we have to figure out maybe a sweet spot and how to work with that, but I don't know yet. Whether or not I'm going to apply it to this model, I don't know. Maybe not. What we really want to try is actually make a silicone version of this, and I've never really done casts, so we might try to stream that and see how that goes. So what the plan would be is we prime this, get it like completely clean and ready to go. And then we would, let me think. We would have to have like some kind of thing where I guess we could put clay on here too, but we would make a cast with like some kind of funnel tube like this, and then it would make a cast, maybe a 2-part cast, like front back, and then you could take off the mold after, and then it'll have this tunnel going towards the cavity of the cast, and then you pour in silicone, and then you can just pull it out. At least that's what I'm imagining. So then you can have a silicone keychain. Now that I mention that though, I wonder, because silicone's soft, so I think we'll face another issue where we can't do the same process where we drilled the hole right here. Because if it was that tiny little hole, the silicone would rip off. If I put that same little hook eye, I think it's called, metal hook eye. So we can't do that process. We would have to, maybe what we could do is add a clay of like a loop clay and then make the mold with the loop clay, and then that way the silicone mold will have a loop on the top of the head like that. That might work. And so there's more silicone to grab onto, and then you just use that as the keychain holder like that, and then it'd be bendy and stuff. That might be kind of one thing we could try. So yeah, just kind of thinking out loud there. Also, I'm getting kind of bored of this one because we worked on this this is almost like the third iteration. So I'm ready to move on to the next model. So we'll print one, and I have some ideas, so it's kind of exciting to think about. And I think I like this setup so far because before we would it's constantly in our face, the camera, so it was hard to and it was off camera, and this one is in front of us, so it's much more easy to work, I think. Ooh, this is rusting. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna get a little bit of water, and let's see, where is... Oops. There you go. Cool. Let's see which could work with. Let's see, 600 here. I want to do 800. Let's see if I could just work straight into this thing and then see how that feels. Just experimenting here. So far, the cool thing about this is all the dust just instantly goes into the water. I kind of can't see what I'm doing really, but right now we're just kind of hitting everything anyways, so it's It's probably making the paper much weaker because the backing is paper, so it's slowly degrading. So let's see, but you kind of get constant wet sanding, so there's less heat friction. I don't know exactly what's happening with the science behind it. We're wearing gloves, so our hand shouldn't get wrinkly unless there's a hole. here. I'm gonna go in closer. Can also just brush it really quick. I do see a lot of particulates in the water. I feel like we did a better job with the scraping this time of the supports. I think using the blade a lot more was really a good idea. We have a full body version of this character, but I don't know if I want to work on that one yet, because it still needs quite a few more things. I kind of want to work on something else, so we'll come back to this one again later and finish it. If possible today, I want to jump into Blender faster, because the past, I think 4 days, we've been really busy and we just jump in Blender at like 11 p.m. and then sometimes we'll stay up late and then keep going, but it's exhausting, and I wanted to try squeeze it in earlier today. Let's see what happens. Oh, I see some supports here. This one doesn't feel very... maybe it's okay. I suppose one downside of this setup though is the phone camera is very low millimeters, like the size of the lens is very small, so you end up getting like really wide shots, and so it looks really far, and like what I'm doing is like maybe 10% or 15% of the entire screen, so it's not really ideal. Let's try using the other blade. Let me see. I saw a bump here earlier. Where'd it go? Oh. Like these bumps right here. It's a little hard to tell what's happening because of the speckling of the primer. I think we're running out of primer. I might have an extra one somewhere, I don't know, but let's see. I want to do something cool with like a sci-fi robot or something, but I'll need to do like tests and like experiment and try different shapes before making a full character. And I don't know really how long that's going to take. That's going to be a whole thing. We're going to struggle with the skirt later. We're going to work on that schoolgirl character again. But I don't really have a lot of experience making an outfit like that, so it's gonna be, we're probably gonna redo certain parts over and over, and it's gonna be a little frustrating. I think we're good. Can't see in there. It's a little too speckled. I need to adjust my priming setup as well, because once I prime, or once I start spraying, the particles kind of go into my face. I suppose if it were a little closer like this. Actually, you know what? That's not, oh yeah, it's kind of tiring. I'm like leaning into my arms, so my shoulders will probably feel sore after a while. There's another spot here that I wasn't liking. There it is. Oh, wait, wrong way. This way. So when I do this, all the movement kind of goes into my wrists, and the weight goes on my my forearms. Whew. Hopefully the camera's not shaking too much there. Yeah, because all my motion's going into the table now. It's probably not too bad. See if I could spot any more weird spots. No, it's just a weird spot. Just dunk it. Let me see. This is the primer we use. This is really amazing. It's really thin and it's never really, I never had problems with it. I really like this stuff. Let me shake it and see. It doesn't feel empty. Probably like half. Oh, there we go. Now I can hear it. I'm just gonna shake it more. I'm just kind of in preparation to use it. I'm just gonna shake it now and then. So it's just more mixed. I think this time it wasn't mixed enough, maybe. I don't know exactly why. We kind of had issues there. But, oof, I could smell it. Let's see. I'm gonna use this side. Huh. I don't know. we're about there. I don't really see any other issues. Experimenting with like different ways of sanding. It's like kind of light strokes, but like really quick. And see how that looks. Okay. I think we're done. So what I'll do is I'm going to dunk this. And I'm gonna rinse it. And what we're trying to do here is get rid of the fine particles that collect in the crevices when we sand. And then I'll blow dry it, and then I'll put it away, and then we'll go take a break, and then we'll probably stream one more time. We'll see what's happening. I might have to do some other stuff, but we'll see. I'm gonna try to do at least maybe 2 Blender streams today, but we'll see how that goes. And where's my thingy? Okay. So I'll probably be back. We'll